What would you do if your family was being hunted by a predator you couldn't even fight back against? In the 1700s, the Comanche people lived in harmony with the vast wilderness of the northern Great Plains until something deadly arrived from the sky. A creature unlike anything they've ever seen, with advanced weapons and a ruthless thirst for blood. It begins cutting through everything in its path. Let's dive into what Prey 2022 is all about. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our weekly movie breakdowns and hidden gem recommendations. Now grab a snack and let's get into it. The film opens in the untouched wilderness of the northern Great Plains. No cities, no tech, just wide open land, thick forests, and the traditions of the Comanche Nation. That's where we meet Naru, a young Comanche woman who sees the world differently. While others train to hunt and fight, she's expected to gather, heal, and stay behind. But Naru doesn't want to stay behind. She studies the animals and tracks them. Naru trains in secret with a custom tomahawk she ties to a rope, hitting her targets, pulling it back, and throwing it again. She has a well-trained dog named Sari, who appears to be extremely loyal to her. Her older brother Tabi is a respected hunter, and while he cares for her, even he doubts she's ready. One morning, Naru is practicing with her axe in the forest when she spots a deer. She decides to chase it, but a sudden thunderclap sends the deer running. Determined, Naru and her dog, Sari, chase after it, but they still can't catch up. During the pursuit, Sari's tail gets caught in a bear trap, causing him great pain. Naru rushes to help, freeing him and treating his injury with natural remedies. As they prepare to head home, a loud noise from the sky catches Naru's attention. Naru quickly heads to investigate and reaches a nearby cliff, where she spots a massive alien ship cutting through the clouds. Naru then meets her brother, Taabe, known as the fiercest hunter in their tribe. He leads the hunts and is respected for his skills. Naru tells him she saw a strange thunderbird in the sky and expresses her desire to join the next hunt. However, Taabe doubts she's ready, warning her of the dangers. She returns home, where she helps her mother prepare medicine. While sharpening her axe, Naru's mother asks why she wants to hunt. Naru replies that her strength lies in her mind, not just her muscles, and that she's just as capable as the others. However, even her mother doubts her abilities, revealing the deep-rooted belief that women are not suited for hunting like men. A little while later, Tabe returns with a bird for food, but Naru seems unimpressed. Meanwhile, a deadly predator emerges from the ship, equipped with advanced technology, laser weapons, thermal vision, and the ability to become invisible. It moves into the forest, effortlessly taking down a massive snake. Elsewhere, as Naru gathers herbs for medicine, she notices the men heading into the jungle to hunt a lion. When she learns the lion has captured one of their own, Puhi, she decides to join the hunt. The men initially refuse, but when Tabe insists she can help tend to the wounded, they reluctantly allow her to come along. The search begins and Naru leads the group with her expert tracking skills. After hours of searching, they finally find Puhi, gravely injured. Without hesitation, Naru uses her knowledge of herbs and medicine to treat him, saving his life. As the group prepares to leave, Tabe remains determined to hunt down the wild lion responsible for Puhi's injuries. He orders the men to carry Puhi back to camp while he sets off after the lion. Naru, however, remains doubtful. Lions typically kill their prey quickly, not leaving them to suffer. She insists on joining him, but Tabe refuses. On their way back, Naru comes across a dead, gutted snake and the unmistakable footprint of a predator. The other men believe the footprint belongs to a large bear, but Naru is puzzled, as she's never seen one this size before. Concerned, she decides to head back and warn Tabe. Paaka, a member of their camp, joins her on the way. Once they meet up with Tabe, Naru shares her suspicions, but he dismisses it, still thinking it's just a bear. Together, the three of them set out to hunt the lion. Naru suggests using bait and positioning themselves in a tree for a strategic attack. After a while, Naru and Paaka climb a tree, while Tabe sets the bait and hides in the bushes. The plan works. The lion appears, but instead of going for the bait, it charges directly at them. In the chaos, the lion quickly kills Paaka and then turns toward Naru. Holding a spear, Naru is confident she can defend herself, but her focus shifts when she spots the predator. This brief distraction gives the lion the opening it needs to strike, knocking her to the ground. A few hours later, Naru wakes up in the village camp, realizing her brother saved her from the lion and brought her back. Soon after, Tabe returns, holding the lion's head as proof of the kill. The villagers celebrate his bravery, and the elders promote him to war chief. But despite the praise, Naru is certain that something more dangerous lurks in the forest and insists on going back. She shares her concerns with Tabe, but he dismisses her, insisting she's not ready to hunt since no one believes her. Determined, Naru decides to take matters into her own hands. The next morning, she sets out alone with her dog to investigate. Using wood skins, she fashions a rope to tie to her axe, turning it into a boomerang. With it, she successfully hunts a rabbit, which she cooks and eats in the forest. Meanwhile, the predator observes a wolf preparing to pounce on a small animal. As soon as the wolf captures its prey, the predator attacks and kills it without hesitation. Naru continues her search for clues about the predator, and after some time, she comes across a disturbing scene. Several dead buffalo, their skins torn off. Naru is both shocked and confused, as buffaloes are revered in her culture as symbols of honor and generosity. She finds a cigar nearby, though she doesn't recognize it for what it is. After inspecting the area, she presses forward only to fall into a swamp. As she sinks deeper, she realizes she's trapped in quicksand. It seems like she's about to drown, but in a desperate effort, she uses her axe boomerang to pull herself to safety. Covered in mud, Naru heads to a nearby river to clean herself. Later, Naru encounters a massive bear feasting on its prey. Normally, even the bravest warriors would flee from such a beast, but Naru has something to prove. She's determined to kill it and bring its head back to the village as a trophy. At the crucial moment, Naru's bow snaps, and the bear catches sight of her. Now the hunter becomes the hunted, and she has no choice but to flee. She manages to hide beneath a beaver dam, but the bear, using its sharp sense of smell, tracks her down. Just as it's about to strike, the predator suddenly arrives and attacks the bear. The two beasts clash in a brutal battle, and within moments the bear is taken down. Stunned by the ferocity of the predator, Naru quickly swims away to escape. The predator notices her, but lets her go. Clearly, he doesn't see her as a threat. Soaked and shaken, Naru reaches the riverbank, where she's found by a group of men from her village, led by Tabe, who had sent them to search for her after she went missing. Desperate, Naru tries to explain what she witnessed, but none of the men believe her. Instead of listening to her warning, the men order Naru to return to camp. When she refuses, they restrain her and tie her up. Unbeknownst to them, the predator is already nearby, silently observing through advanced technology. It scans and marks their weapons, calculating the potential threat. Moments later, the silence breaks with a deep, unnatural roar. The men freeze, spotting movement in the bushes. One steps forward and fires an arrow, then cautiously approaches, only to find a rabbit. The tension breaks and the group bursts into laughter, mocking Naru's fear. But their amusement is short-lived. In an instant, 3 red laser dots appear on the chest of the man in front. Before he can react, metal projectiles pierce through him, killing him on the spot. Panic sets in as the others start firing wildly into the trees, and one arrow accidentally hits the predator, briefly disrupting its cloaking. For a split second, they see it and realize what they're up against. The warriors try to fight back, but they're hopelessly outmatched. The predator tears through them with brutal precision, using a mix of stealth and sheer force. Amid the chaos, Naru manages to break free and flee. Behind her, the predator finishes off the last of the men and then turns its focus toward her. Naru sprints through the forest, trying to outpace the predator, but her escape is cut short when she steps into a bear trap. The metal jaws snap shut around her leg, leaving her immobilized. Moments later, the predator emerges from the trees. It approaches slowly, towering over her, but instead of delivering a killing blow, it pauses. Watching her struggle, it does nothing, and then walks away. That's when Naru makes a crucial observation. The predator doesn't kill out of cruelty. It hunts only threats, armed opponents, not helpless prey. Before she can act on this, a group of French trappers arrives. They strike her unconscious and drag her back to their camp. When she regains consciousness, she's locked inside a wooden cage. Nearby, a man smokes a cigar, the same kind she found near the slaughtered buffalo. She realizes he's the one responsible for skinning them. Soon after, a translator steps forward and demands to know what she's seen. Naru refuses to speak. In response, they reveal another prisoner, her brother Tabe. Shocked to see him, but she remains composed, even as she's powerless to help him. The trappers then tie the siblings to stakes in an open field, using them as bait to lure the predator. Tabe starts to panic, but Naru, calm and focused, tells him not to worry. The predator won't attack them. They're unarmed. And just as she predicted, when the predator arrives, it walks past them without hesitation, heading straight for the ones holding the guns. The moment the predator passes the siblings, it steps into a trap set by the French hunters. It roars in pain, and the men rush in, trying to subdue it with a net. But the predator breaks free with ease and begins slaughtering them one by one. Sorry, YouTube won't let me show you the gruesome parts. While the chaos unfolds, Naru and Tabe free themselves. Tabe goes to find a horse, while Naru heads to the French camp to rescue her dog. She takes down the remaining hunters with quick, calculated moves. Before leaving, the injured translator begs for medicine. In exchange, he offers to teach her how to use a pistol. Naru agrees and gives him a herb that lowers body temperature. As she learns to load and fire, the predator's roar echoes in the distance. Naru quickly hides behind a tree while the translator plays dead, lying motionless on the ground. To her surprise, the predator doesn't detect him. His lowered body temperature keeps him hidden. At that moment, Naru realizes the creature has a weakness. It relies on heat to track its prey. But the predator isn't just strong, it's smart. It begins stepping over the corpses one by one. Most remain still, but when it reaches the translator, the man flinches and cries out in pain. The predator instantly strikes, killing him without hesitation. Then, it turns its laser sights on Sari. Just as it prepares to fire, Tabe charges in, striking the predator in the head and knocking its helmet off. The redirected laser, still active, fires, hitting a tree instead of the dog. Naru catches a critical detail. The metal projectile follows the laser's aim, not the target's heat signature. Before the predator can retrieve its helmet, Tabe goes on the offensive, landing several strong blows. Against all odds, he holds his ground, going toe-to-toe with the alien hunter. Frustrated, the predator activates its cloaking technology and becomes invisible. Moments later, it catches Tabe off guard, stabbing him fatally from behind. Naru watches in horror, but there's no time to grieve. She immediately grabs Sari and flees. The next morning, Naru encounters a surviving French hunter by the river and captures him. She cuts off his leg to prevent his escape and uses him as bait. With the hunter immobilized, Naru takes the medicine that lowers her body temperature, making her invisible to the predator's heat sensors. Soon enough, the predator arrives, drawn to the injured man. He tries to fight back, but the predator effortlessly kills him. As the creature turns its attention elsewhere, Naru fires a shot to the back of its head, then snatches the helmet before running. Once she's a safe distance away, she positions the helmet just right, redirecting the predator's laser. When it arrives, she jumps on it, engaging in a brutal struggle. In the chaos, Naru manages to sever the predator's hand using its own weapon. With Sari's help, Naru ties the predator up and drags it toward the swamp. Following her plan, she positions the predator in such a way that it targets her with its metal arrows, unaware that the laser is locked onto itself. When the predator fires, the arrows pierce its own head, ending its life in a dramatic final moment. Naru returns to her village, carrying the predator's head as proof of her victory. At first, the villagers are confused, thinking she's brought back some strange fish. But once they realize what she's done, they are filled with awe and pride. Naru, who has long dreamed of this moment, is declared the new war chief. Her greatest ambition now fulfilled. That's Prey, 2022. A deadly game of survival with a warrior who refuses to be underestimated. What would you do if something invisible was tracking your every move? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you like this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.